Hey everyone, this is me, Joyful Anime 19. I'm back at you with a new What If video. The last video I showed you was what if Deku had Crystal Style as a quirk. I've saw the views and I am very happy that everyone likes the video. So this is me promising you guys from the last video I did promise that I will make a what if Deku had wood style as a quirk. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is actually the what if. What if Deku had wood style as a quirk? And yeah, it's kind of like Yamato. I think that was his name from Naruto, but except Deku will kind of have the abilities of Yamato from Naruto, but his ability in his wood style quirk will be more powerful, and it will evolve, and will even evolve as when he turns 5 or 6. So Deku will grow. So Deku is born in this what if. So in this new version of My Hero Academia, Deku is born into the world. Is born, and the moment he is born, he's something happens when the moment he is born, and the doctors takes him out of his mom's womb. I think that's what they call it, a womb. And when he comes into the world, one of one of the nurses decided to give Inko a little tree. That's still growing. And you know how trees work; they need 10 years to grow. So she gives it to Inko, and Deku touches touches the little tree, and it begins to grow erratically. Like super grow into like an elder tree, and that tree begins to make a hole begins to keep growing and becomes even larger, and makes a hole inside the hospital that they were in, and it's on the roof, and now it's grown so much. They figured that Deku is now born with a quirk that can do something like this. So they figured that this is Deku's quirk. So the quirk doctor took a look, and Deku has the ability to generate and grow wood, and he can even create trees. He can any type he wants. He can even do anything his quirk. He can even make plant trees into grow erratically and growing them in larger and larger. So time skip 5 years now. 5 years now. Deku is now born. No, wait a minute. Deku is now 5 has now grown up with his quirk, and he's figured a bit more about it. So he doesn't have a scary face of Yamato. He still has his cute little baby face, I think. So whatever. Deku. So they decided to see of how much Deku has learned about his quirk. So they decided to wait until he becomes 7, and everyone praises Deku because he has a really strong and powerful quirk. Even Bakugo does does see Deku as a powerhouse, saying that he's stronger, but he's wondering if his quirk will become that strong. And Deku doesn't actually really care about the praise, so I don't really like it when I watch other YouTube videos of Deku. One YouTube video of Deku becoming so cocky and so much like it. I think it was like a Wolverine What If that I watched. So yeah, I didn't like that. Didn't like it how it was. Because I like it when Deku's a bit like himself, more nice and kind instead of more aggressive and more prone to rage and violence. So yeah, Deku doesn't actually let this get to him because a hero shouldn't care about praise or recognition. A hero should just protect people, to protect innocent and everything like that. And then when everyone gets their quirk, and when Bakugo receives his quirk, he believes that Deku is not actually the strongest. He believes now he is the strongest. And Bakugo decides to say that Deku has a weak quirk right in front of his face. And Deku says, whatever, I don't really care. I'm just practicing with my quirk. It's what I've always been doing all my free time. So is that all that you have to say to me right now? Because right now, I need to get home and train my quirk, unlike you, who's just gonna wait and develop his quirk. Wait for his quirk to become stronger as he develops. And then Bakugo gets like raging angry like a bull, and he charges at Deku with an explosion and attacks. And when he does this, he's actually slapped. Deku actually jumps in the air and lands behind Bakugo, and Bakugo is wondering, where is he? Where did that loser go? And Deku says, I'm right behind you, idiot. Wait, how did you? And then Deku chops him in the neck and knocks him out. Everyone sees that Bakugo is not really the strongest because he got too caught off of himself, instead of knowing that he was no match for someone who has more experience with their quirk. And so Deku goes off and he becomes more stronger with his quirk, and so does everyone. After seeing what Deku did to Bakugo, they decided that they should get stronger as well, so they can catch up, instead of waiting for their. And then they look in this. Then they wonder, why would they waiting for their quirk instead of making themselves stronger. And then everyone in their kindergarten, everyone in Deku's kindergarten class decides that they should get stronger like Deku. So they decide to develop their to make themselves stronger, exercising every day and working out with their quirk as well. Bakugo is still knocked out. He's taken home. So yeah, he is actually tied down on his bed. So back at Bakugo's home, he's actually tied down on the bed. Bakugo is like raging angry and saying, "Let me go! I want to go kill that stupid loser!" And then Bakugo's mom says, "Shut up! You're gonna stay there whether you like it or not. And you can forget dinner. Starve for all I care. Until you turn back to the little boy who didn't care about power." And Bakugo goes and says, "Whatever, I'll go to sleep then." And Deku is like He's gonna be like really smart in this what if. He's gonna be like super smart in this what if because he not only needs to work out with his quirk and make himself stronger, but he also needs to develop his mind as well. So we're gonna have an extremely smart Deku in this what if, and as Deku develops, his former kindergarten class has also gone strong. He's actually seen them around. He wanted to ask how they were doing, but so Deku is now in middle school. He's smart. He's actually number one in his entire year and his class. There was one person from his kindergarten class who always cheered for Deku's success, and her name will be. She also has a plant. She also has like a vegetation type quirk like Deku, but isn't like. No, wait a minute. Deku is now 7 years old. And he got a notice from a letter from the quirk doctor, and it says to come over, and Deku goes over there along with his mom. They decide to test Deku's battle paralysis, how he's good in depth in combat. So they decided to see this. And they put Deku inside of a big, giant city. So, like in Resident Evil Revelation, that big city, like in Resident Evil Revelation. So yeah, it's gonna be like that big of a city, but except it's gonna be Japan. So Deku is in. So he's wondering. So he's saying, "Whoa, you guys don't kid around. You really do want to see what I got and how much I've learned." And they said, "Yes, we need to know if you'll make a very amazing hero." So we've decided on this, and we decided that some of the others who have received their quirks should also do this as well. But only when they turn 7. It hasn't been used for a while, to tell you the truth. It's untested, so we decided to update it a bit. Some of the robots were actually outdated, so we decided to make new robots. So, Izuku, you need to destroy all these robots in exactly the time period of 1 hour and 5 minutes. No, he needs to finish it in 1 hour. So yeah, Deku is now. So Deku is now waiting for the countdown to go down. And one doctor says it doesn't matter how the robots are taken down, you need to take them out in any way you can. And Deku says, "So I can take them out in any way I want. That gives me an idea. Maybe I should use those techniques I've learned." And then the countdown reaches 0, and they open the door, and Deku is now in the city, inside the fake city that they build. And they also scan Deku's. They also put a vital scanner on Deku to read his vital signs and his brain waves, see if he's okay. So Deku is now in the city, and a bunch of robots begin to show up. There's no people in there though, so his only goal is to take down all of the robots. So Deku goes up a building by using his quirk to get on top of a building, and he sees all the robots that are down the city floors, and Deku decides to make a wooden suit. Decides to make like a bow made of wood and some arrows as well, and he destroys a bunch of them, as many as he can, and within the 1 hour time period. He manages to destroy a few of them, but now he says this isn't going to help me. So Deku decides to make a tree. He makes a little tiny seed, make a little tiny tree seed out of his hand, and it pops out, and he shoots it at the ground. And it begins to sprout and grow out of the city concrete. And that tree begins to shoot out like wooden needles out, and it destroys a bunch of robots, like a handful of them, and it keeps destroying robots. And Deku can control the tree, how it shoots out, and he decides to make the tree into a tree golem, so it can go around, moving, making it mobile, so it can go around destroying all the robots. And it goes around destroying all the robots. They're giant, and all of them are getting destroyed, like crushed, eliminated, pulverized. Deku has to destroy exactly. So they decide to up the ante. So they decide to make it to go up a bit more of a level. So they bring out about 1,000 robots. Bring out about 1,000 robots. So they do, and Deku is now seeing a bunch of robots swarming the city, and he decides to make 5 tree golems, big giant wooden golems, and they destroy all the other robots. They've only managed to destroy exactly 200 robots. And so he shoots out wooden seeds into the ground and other buildings. And the trees begin to sprout and destroy any robot that comes their way. Destroying every robot, and the doctors are amazed of Deku and how adept he is in battle, even up against a large scale enemy. They said that Deku could actually be the number one strongest quirk user there is. But then they decided that Deku couldn't actually defeat All Might, and they decided to say that Deku quirk is on the same level as All Might. They don't know if he's actually in the same lead as All Might. So yeah, Deku is actually ends up destroying all the robots. With his wooden golems and his control trees, and Deku is very good at controlling his quirk. So now, the scientists say that Deku's quirk power says that his quirk is on par of All Might and it's on the same level. And Deku is like, really? My quirk is actually on the same level as All Might? This is awesome. The number one hero that I've admired my entire, as I admire even now, I'm actually at the same level as him. This is so awesome. I can't believe this is actually happening. And so we skip the years. Deku is now about 15 years old. And he decides not to get full of himself because he knows that there could be other strong enemies out there in the world. Just that could be strong as All Might or on par or near as strong as All Might. So he decides to even train even more since it gives him more motivation. So Deku is now even more OP than he was. So Deku is now about. So Deku is like smarter than everyone in his year, but he decides to stay and stick around to make sure he learns even more. And you know what happens? It happens in canon. The teacher asks the class, and oh yeah, some of you asked about the girl that was in his kindergarten class. Well, her name is Nira. Her quirk is called Air Blast. It's called Air. No, it's called Wind, and she can actually manipulate the air around her. She actually control air itself, and she could turn it into a deadly weapon. Not really. So yeah, she has a crush. She's actually started to develop feelings for Deku, and yes, Deku does has the name Deku because they figured out that Deku means you can do anything. You can do anything, and they give the Deku the name, and he likes it. And he finds out there's another meaning to it. It means good for nothing. So he's thinking that maybe Bakugo is just calling him that. So yeah, Bakugo and Deku don't actually see eye to eye. Deku doesn't actually want to get into fights with Bakugo, but Bakugo tries to fight Deku, but then it's easily taken down. And yes, other schools hear about Deku, and yes, rumors been going around Deku's amazing power, his amazing quirk, and some of the other students from different schools says that, hey, did you hear about that? Did you hear about that guy Deku? He's yeah, I've heard of him. He's really strong. Look at that. It's that dude again. He probably still believes he's stronger. And some of these guys who heard about Deku, and the guy says, so, you guys don't actually believe that I'm stronger. Who are you talking about anyway? like we ever tell you. And the other dude, I won't actually say his name, so I don't really care. So he says, just tell me now, or else I'll pulverize you. So yeah, there will be some guy. So there will be others who are kind of thinking they're superior in this what if, and Deku will have some enemies who want to exploit Deku's quirk and how they can use it for their personal gain. So there will be villains who are after Deku and his power, and to manipulate him and turn him over to the villain side and to the evil. And Deku has has a heart that loves, that cares for everyone. So Deku will be. So yeah, Deku does make a name for himself. Every time he's up against an enemy, they are taken down in sometimes 5 seconds, sometimes 10 seconds, sometimes in a minute. And this helps him even develop even more. And yeah, Deku is now, and Bakugo finds out, and some of the kids from Deku's kindergarten class are actually a bit stronger. And Bakugo says, "Don't look at me with these losers teach. I'm actually strong. I'm really more stronger and more talented than them." And then everyone says, "Yeah, right. Don't forget, we've also gotten stronger as well. What have you done? All you've ever done is just wait for your quirk to get stronger." And then Bakugo says, "Yeah, oh yeah? Then come over here and die already." Then one of the other says, "Yeah, right. We're not gonna bother with you. You're nothing but a person who believes he's better than everyone. Get over yourself, loser." And the teacher stops Bakugo with and the teacher has a quirk. He he actually freezes Bakugo in place. So I won't explain his quirk. So yeah, Bakugo is sitting down. He's forced to sit down by the teacher's quirk. Oh, and then Bakugo says, "Okay, teacher, you can let me go now." Good. Remember, everyone, no quirk usage. And the teacher and everyone, and yeah, it happens in the canon. Deku does go is teacher does say that Deku is also going to UA. And so Deku does go to UA. Will get more stronger, but he believes he's not physically stronger yet. So yeah, Deku will. Well, so Deku. So at the end of the day, when it's the last day of school, at the end of the day, Bakugo goes up to Deku and says, "So, you think you're stronger than me? Show it. Show me that you're stronger than me." And then Deku says, "No way. Why would I waste my time on you?" So Bakugo and Deku aren't actually friends. Really. And Bakugo throws a book right at Deku. Throws a book at Deku, and Deku catches this, and Bakugo takes advantage of this and throws an explosion. Then Deku catches his hand and hits Bakugo with the book that he caught, and Bakugo ends up getting hit by the book, and Deku Deku catches both his hands and then throws him across the classroom, making him pass out, faint, falling unconscious. And it's Lackey, and he still has the lackeys. Yes, he still has his lackeys. And Deku goes home. So yeah, I will make part 2. Right now I don't have enough time to make another video right now, so I'll find more time. So thank you everyone for watching my videos, and thank you. I love you all. And yeah, so thank you.